When you find yourself having an unplanned pregnancy as an unwed woman, everything regarding the pregnancy is loud, confusing. However, we have the RV, which is a place of refuge, where all of that chaos can be removed.
It was a mid-November morning, and it was a dreary day. It was somewhat rainy.
I was standing at the main driveway, and the folks that work with Planned Parenthood were a little bit rowdier than normal and a little bit aggressive.
So a woman came in a red SUV, and I came over to the driver's side and began to speak to her. So I began to talk to her, tell her that we could help her, that we could provide her with assistance.
And it wasn't very long after that the car pulled around the RV and into the parking lot. And very quickly, the escorts with Planned Parenthood started to come down the hill. And I thought, I need to help Tim. I just felt a pull that I needed to be over there. So I walked over to try and be a little bit of a shield. And Tim kind of signaled, come over and talk to the mom. We started chatting for a little bit and asked why she was here. And she said she did in fact know she was pregnant. And I asked her if she had family, what kind of support did she have? And she said that her family was very excited that she was pregnant. Her 6-year-old son was excited. The only person that was not supportive was the baby's father.
The young woman began to tear up and showed quite a bit of openness to listening to Amy. So I felt at that point that it was best for me to be a supportive role.
I asked her if I could share my story with her, and she said, please. And so I told her that I had actually been in this Planned Parenthood many, many years ago. I thought every stereotypical thing that a young woman who finds herself pregnant with little money that ends up at Planned Parenthood thinks. And unfortunately, an organization like Moment of Hope didn't exist then. So as I shared my story with the mom, she got teary-eyed. And because it was before Thanksgiving, I said, imagine what Thanksgiving will be like when you know there could be an extra place setting at that table for years to come. And she sort of smiled and she said, yeah. And early on in the conversation, she kept referring to the baby, this child. And as we continued to talk, that dialogue changed to my baby, my baby. And I could feel God's presence in that moment. That day was so cold. It was rainy. When she asked if she could go in the RV and still see her baby, and I said, absolutely. Tim and I walked her to the RV where the nurse waited for her with the door open. The folks from Planned Parenthood are barking, you don't need to go in there. And she ignored them with such bravery. The sun came out and the drizzle stopped. I stood back at the main driveway and just looked at that RV and I prayed to God, move her heart.
While we were doing the ultrasound, we were able to find out how she felt about the pregnancy and talk to her about this precious life that's inside of her. We were able to talk to her about God and about how God is the God of hope. And I just shared that God had been with me through many hard things in my life and that he would be here for her.
This is where it all started. When I came on the RV and heard a heartbeat, it kind of, changed the way how I felt about things.
And afterwards she said, you won't save the day. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, I changed my mind. I'm not going to get an abortion.
I cried when it was over. I felt the gravity of that situation, that we had snatched life from the jaws of death.
We have something called pregnancy care teams. It walks through the journey of pregnancy and the first year of life with the mom and the child. And with this mom, she was very quickly connected to a pregnancy care team.
Marquetta was a single mom already, and so she had to work full time. She had her son she was trying to raise. I was the result of a teen pregnancy. My mom was 16. And so she had a lot of family members and her doctor who were encouraging her to abort me. There were a few family members who came around her and supported her and said, we'll help you with this. And that's why I'm here. For me to be able to reach back and bless these moms is very special, because I know how easily I could have been one of those babies that went into Planned Parenthood and never came out. We were able to go to the park, and her older son was able to play with our kids, and we just were able to sit and visit with her and kind of find out more of what she needed. And these teams really do cultivate that hope and encouragement that these moms need, and they can go from thinking that this is impossible and being overwhelmed to seeing that not only is this possible and I can do this, but I can thrive while doing this.
If you knew that on a particular street, on a few days out of the week, that there were going to be several fatal automobile accidents, but you could stand out there and you could speak to those people driving and warn them of those dangers and prevent just one of those fatal traffic accidents, you would do it. It would make all that time worthwhile. And that's how I look at what the work of a moment of hope is.
Having the RV is to have that safe haven, to have the ability to do an ultrasound here and on the spot. It's sheltered from the negativity that the escorts bring, and it's a quiet place where they can see their child, they can hear the heartbeat, they can get the information in a comfortable, safe environment. And that can make a difference.
He's my blessed baby. I wouldn't change a thing.
Since the escorts have gotten so much more aggressive, now about half of our saves are taking place right here on this RV when they used to take place over there on the sidewalk. We want to keep this amazing tool here every day. Planned Parenthood is open, and we can't do it without your support. Our mission is to be that last beacon of hope as these mothers are coming in. Many of them feel trapped, they feel helpless, they feel pressured, and we are out here offering love and support and help at the very last moment.